Hello, orchestra. Hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're staying safe. Today, we're going to be working on a module on key signatures. This is going to have everything to do with how we identify a key signature and find out how many sharps and flats we have, and then what we can do with that information, how we can find out what scales we're going to need to play, and even find out what scale is actually going to be in the piece. All right, let's get started. All right, so here we have our intro to key signatures. Instead of always writing sharps or flats throughout a piece, composers use key signatures to indicate which notes should be sharp or flat throughout the piece until another key signature or accidentals are indicated. Accidentals is another name for sharps and flats and natural signs. These two lines of music are exactly the same. However, the top line has sharps on every single note that's going to be sharp, and the bottom one has a key signature that tells you every single one of those notes is going to be sharp, unless otherwise told. This is a way for us to clean up our music and have fewer symbols on our music so we can read it a lot easier. Key signatures are written after the clef at the beginning of a line of music, though they can appear in other places throughout the piece. So maybe partway through, the key signature will change and you'll have to play different kinds of notes. That's a very real possibility. There are 7 sharp key signatures. For key signatures with sharps, the key signature is the note name a half step above the last sharp. Let's start with an easy one. For G major, this is in treble clef, but this works for all of our clefs. For G major, we have 1 sharp, and it lives on the F line. If you take F sharp and you go up 1 half step, or basically if you add a finger right next to whatever finger that note is, you would get a G, F sharp to G. That means we're in the key of G major. This works for all of our sharps. I'm going to go to one we have not played yet. We've done G, D, and A so far. Let's go down to B, B major. So I have an F, a C, a G, a D, and an A for all my sharps. I'm going to take an A, or an A sharp, I should say, and I'm going to go up 1 half step from my A sharp. So the next note up would be B. A sharp goes to B. We also said before this is the same thing as going up 1 letter in our musical alphabet. That also works to some degree. So now we're in the key of B major. There are 7 flat key signatures. We have B flat major, E flat major, A flat major, and so on, all the way to C flat major. For key signatures with flats, the key signature is the second to the last flat. So for example, if we're reading a piece of music in E flat major, we're going to find our last flat, so B flat, E flat, and A flat, and we're going to go back 1 flat. So we go back 1. This is on our E space, so we are in the key of E flat major. This system works for all of our flats. But we do have a key signature over here that has a flat where the rule does not abide by. These are key signatures that we need to memorize. If we have no sharps or flats in the key signature, we're in the key of C major. None of the notes are sharp or flat. What if you only have 1 flat in the key signature? This is the key of F major. It only has 1 flat, which means the normal key signature identification rule of second to last flat doesn't work here. Both of these keys are ones you have to just memorize. You just have to deal with it. Too bad, so sad. Key signatures follow a specific order of how sharps or flats should be written. Luckily, there's a useful phrase that can help you with both sharps and flats. For the order of the sharps, we say, Father Charles goes down and ends battle. F, C, G, D, A, E, B. For the order of flats, it's the same phrase, but backwards. Battle ends and down goes Charles's father. B, E, A, D, G, C, F. So far, we've only discussed major key signatures. This is because this is what you first run into in your method book. We haven't learned minor scales yet. We typically think of major key signatures as happy, cheerful, or bright. Happy birthday, for example, is in a major key. But for every major key signature, there is a relative minor key signature. We typically think of minor key signatures as sad, dark, and or depressing. There's a link here in the slideshow to happy birthday, but now it's in a minor key, and you can tell what happens when you change the key. A relative minor key signature uses the same notes as its relative major key, but starts 3 half steps or a minor third below its relative major key. I'll show you some examples of what that might be. Here's a chart showing major and minor key signatures. So if we look up here, we have C major, has no sharps or flats. The relative minor key is A minor, meaning if you were to take the same notes in a C major scale, but instead of starting on C, you started on A, and you played all the same notes, you would get an A minor scale. Major keys are usually indicated with uppercase letters, such as that C major, and minor keys are indicated with lowercase letters. So if you see a lowercase key signature, like this E here, or F sharp, and it's all lowercase, that means it's minor. If it's capitalized in the beginning, it'll be major. Well, I hope this was helpful to you guys. Watch the video a couple of times, look through the slideshow at your own pace, and then fill out the assignment that's attached in this classroom assignment. Thank you.